Hey, what's up guys? This is a tutorial for making a sugarcane farm with pistons. Um, it's semi-automatic in the sense that it doesn't keep on continually producing sugarcane, but when you press this button, it makes the sugarcane fall and you can collect at a drop point. So let's first see how it looks like. And as you can see, there's double pistons for the middle and top layer, and two wide water current, and then just redstone repeaters pointing to the space between the two pistons, and so it activates both when redstone is on. So let's just see how it works. As you can see, the pistons just pushed them all, and now they're all dropping into this water current here. And mine has two layers, like two floors, and for the tutorial I'm only going to cover this first floor, and I may do an extension video on the second floor, but it's basically the same thing. I think it's 2 blocks higher, so the water currents can work well. And then also I think you can also make one on top of this. It's just the redstone wiring might be a bit different, but I may make another video. So let's see. That is a lot of sugarcane. It takes about 20 seconds for everything to come down, but let's see. And boom, just got a good amount, maybe 80, 90 right there. So alright, so before I start telling you guys how to make this, I'm going to just tell you some properties of sugarcanes and why it's built like this. And obviously you guys can skip this and just go leave like a time to where you can just go to the tutorial, but for those who are interested, just keep watching. And so first, sugarcanes can be used to make sugar, paper, and then sugar can be used for cakes, while paper can be used for bookshelves and a map. If you use paper with no compass, you can get a map, which is a pretty nifty item, I think. So yeah. Alright, and in order for sugarcane to grow, or even in order to even place sugarcane, it has to be directly next to the water, and you can't place it diagonal to the water. And sugarcanes grow 3 blocks high, and if you hit the middle one, it breaks the middle and top there, and even if you leave the bottom one in, then it'll start growing again. So yeah. Also, sugarcanes can grow in any level lighting, so it can be completely dark and they can still grow. And let's see, so this is how I set my pistons, I guess. And you know how I was talking about if you just hit the middle row, the top one breaks as well, the top part of the sugarcane breaks as well. But the problem with that is, as you'll see right now, when you push the middle block, the top blocks also break, but they just fall down, so they just stay on top of the piston. And so when you retract, they just stand on top of the soil, so it's sort of annoying. So that's why there's 2 layers of pistons like this. Another thing is, why do I use repeaters here? The problem with redstone like this is when redstone is next to each other, they just connect with each other, so they only provide power here. But what you want to do is apply power like directly toward this block. So in order to do that, you just use repeaters like that. So as you can see, it points directly toward this block. So when you push it, it activates both blocks. If you just have redstone here, it would only activate the middle one, I think. Yeah. So, or the bottom one. So yeah, not that efficient. And lastly, why I have 2 water currents instead of 1 is this is how I had originally, but then I realized a lot of the sugarcanes get pushed off to the side. So let me grab something. See, so a lot of the sugarcane actually gets pushed off to this side here, and it's quite annoying. So that's why I have double. I mean, yeah. So that's why it's better to have 2 currents instead of just 1. So yeah. So now I guess we'll start on the tutorial. Sorry guys, I just forgot to add that why I prefer this like button pushing or levers is as opposed to an automatic system with sugar canes is because in an automatic system the pistons are always running, right? So they're always pushing and retracting and pushing. First of all, that lags your world a lot, so that's why I prefer like you press a button and everything activates at the same time and you can just go to a collection point and collect it. And also, sugar cane does not grow if you're too far away. The block has to actually be loaded in order for sugar cane to grow. So if you go too far away, then the sugar cane won't even grow at all. So there's really not that point of not a good point in an automatic system unless you're really close to it. So yeah, that's why I prefer this system, and I think you guys should consider using this system as opposed to an automatic one. Now we're finally going to get started on the tutorial. So first, sorry, I forgot one thing. Let's go over the supplies that you need. First, 2 stacks of redstone should be enough. 1 stack of repeaters is more than enough. And you need exactly 1 stack of pistons, sugar canes, and you only need like half a stack of sugar canes, but I just have a full stack here. 2 water buckets, so you can make an infinite water source, and about 8 stacks of dirt, or like at least 2 stacks of dirt, or 1 stack of dirt, and then anything else. But I just use dirt because it's easy. And some optionals are glass. You can have 2 stacks of glass, and then you can either have a lever or a button. But when you're building it, I recommend you have both. And then a pressure plate is completely optional, just sort of my touch kind of thing. So let's first see where to build it. It has to be a pretty open area. The whole thing's about 20, 22 spaces wide. So, and then maybe around like 9, 10 or 11 blocks the other way, and okay. Alright, and so first what you want to do is make a infinite water source. So if you don't know how to do that, you just make a 2x2 square, put water on one corner, and then just put the other piece of water on the other corner, and then boom, you have an infinite water source. But most of you guys should already know how to do that. And so now what you do is decide where you're gonna make the one side. So usually around here is good, and so what you do is just build 2 wide things which are 8 blocks long. So here you have 2 wide and then 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, cool. And then this is where our water currents are gonna go. So this is what we're doing right now. And then you have to make it one block higher over here, so the water doesn't spill off. And you can just make it as wide as this is. And then lastly, just make sure the water doesn't spill on the other side, so you just do this. And then now add the water currents on the edge, and it should not spill. Yeah, so as you can see, so when the items drop, they just fall right on top of this. There's going to be another water current here, so it'll fall right on top of that. So there we go. And now to make the other water current, just do 8 blocks again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So make sure the water doesn't spill, so you just make it 1 block higher. So this water current has to be 1 block lower in order for it to work.